This is a screen recording to show how to use Pinterest when you are researching for retailers, and then how to use that information and research from that information to find the information you need to put into the Google Doc retailers listing. Right, so we're already in the My Little Style File Pinterest board. However, we have 58 different boards here. Now, the one that you'll go to for this particular one is the Great Shops for Children page on Pinterest. And here's where I have saved a number of stores that fit the bill for My Little Style File shops. However, I will add that some of them, for example, I've put here to note up for myself for our travel city guides. So for example, San Telmo Market is actually a fruit store. So this is not going to be for our retail listings. This is a fruit store. However, if we go and have a look at some of the others, once we stop having this little turning wheel. So there's Moshi Kids here in Sao Paulo. So let's start with that. I have no idea. In fact, you know what? Let's start with this one, Coisas de Doris Boutique, Sao Paulo. So I have done nothing with this before. We're going to just do this cold turkey together and see what we can do. So that is just an indication to you of the store. And what I'm going to do is copy that and paste it into a new Google search here and see what that comes up with. Let's keep it as simple as possible at first. Right, okay, so at least it brings up all the information as to where it is located, and hurrah, it brings up a website, so we can at least go on to here, and hopefully we can see that we've got enough contact information to be able to move that into our retailer listing. For a start, we know we've got a website, so we'll copy and paste that one ready to go. Obviously, if you speak Spanish, that's great. Go with it and read it in whichever language works for you. However, for me, I'm looking for an English button. However, there may not be an English button. So what we'll do is I'll make the most sense of it that I can. Okay. So, right, so we've got this here, we've got obviously contact details, forms, okay. So anyway, let's start with the fact that we know it is a physical store in Sao Paulo. So we go down to our selected city, it's in alpha order, so we just head down to Sao Paulo, which we have not got. How is that possible? So we pop it in here, and I can't believe we haven't got that there. Okay, so insert a row below. Actually, it shouldn't be, it should be a row above. We'll do that again, we'll do a row above, insert row above, and we have South America, Brazil, Sao Paulo. Actually, that's not the state. So before we do that though, I cut that one out. Let's put the website in there. So I've already cut and pasted that. And here we'll cut that one out of there, pop it into the city. The name of it is Coisas de Doris. Coisas de Doris. And we can see that it's kind of interiors. I think it's probably toys. We won't go on anything else. And we can see that it is online, but I think it's also with bricks and mortar because there is an address there. So let's go back to the website and contact. Let's see. So we've got a phone number. maybe it's not bricks and mortar. So now actually, here's where we'd find the brands. So let's see. So children's interiors, clothes. So we'll just see what comes up here. Right, any brands that we know. And if they aren't brands that we know, it may be that there are things here that we look at and we think, oh well, these are ones we might look to include. Just let's see if we can see as many of these as we can at once. Right, so this might at the very least give us some ideas of some Brazilian brands that we should be including. So Kit Baby, you know what, I'm just going to take a snapshot of that one. I'm not sure if we have got that brand, but it looks like a nice one. That looks nice too. So maybe we take a look at that. Now these ones here. Okay, I'm sure this is a brand that we know. But it doesn't seem... Yeah, so look, what I'm thinking is this. This is a store that we want. Question is, are these brands that we have on already? If not, we probably should be looking to get them on. I'm sure we have some of them, but let's just skip all the way over to page 4. There are 583 items in here. And so I think we can be fairly confident that this is a website we want to include. The question is, finding our brands that we want could be a little bit tricky. Look, you don't know this, but this is actually Bell & Boo. So I know for sure that Bell & Boo and Rice is another brand that we do. So that's good. Great. So we can put in Rice and Bell & Boo, which again is very hard for you to know. So it may be Rice, Bell, and... Mind you, it's hard for you to know, but as you've at least worked your way through the brands, you will have some idea of some of the ones as you're going through. Let's see if we can just find one more. It'd be nice to have one more brand in here that we know. Zoo. Any others? That looks pretty cute, that one. We'll have to find out who that is. Who else have we got? What's this one here? No. Nothing ringing any other bells, but it could just be because I lack my Spanish, so that could help me, but I'm not recognizing any of the products. So we'll do one more page. At least we've got a few, and that is okay. That means that we can start on that. Now something like this little cooking shelf we probably do have somewhere. This one here, I'm sure we'd have something there. And look, these are awfully cute, so what we might even just do is take a snapshot of all of those to keep. And you know what? I'm going to go in here because I like this brand. I like what they're doing. I presume it's Papel de Parade, and if that's the case, we are going to organize for that brand to be put up on the website. So let's have a quick little look at who they are. And all right, so let's compare products, add to favorites, and obviously here we have information about them. So I'm not quite sure. We'll have to see if we can find out about this one. So let's just take a snapshot of this, and then we'll look those ones up a bit later on. So let's leave it at that, though. We know that they are a good website to include. Now that's the virtual, that's the contact. I wonder if there's information about an actual bricks and mortar store here. No. Okay. In which case, I think what we do is let's just include this information here. And let's have a look at what they say in their contact. Okay, so it's just an email contact. And the last thing that I'll do to try and find it is, let's see, there's got to be a physical store. Maybe Endericos is a store, huh? Address of store. So if we can't find it on the website, let's cut to the chase and actually ask that. Seems to be an actual address, and here, this seems to be an address right here. So what I'd suggest is we actually take this here, and what we will do now to double check this is we'll put in the bricks and mortar address here. Phone number was just down here, so we'll grab that one and pop that in over in the phone. And other information. Let's see, how much have we filled in? Okay, so the other thing we're going to do is go and have a look, hopefully inside Google Maps. Let's see if that brings us up to Google Maps. And we will see if we can get a street view of it. If we can get that street view, we know we definitely have a bricks and mortar store, and we can confirm it, and then we are finished. As you can see, this video has taken us 12 minutes at this point to do. Here we go. Good. The address is showing there. It shows opening hours. That's what we want to know as well. And in fact, listen, take any of that kind of information down as well. Okay, so here we want street view. So we'll go to street view, and when we have been able, here it comes, we've been able to see it from the street view. Oh, dear, oh dear, it's not wanting to come up, is it? Seems to be coming up with the little arrows and things, but it's not coming up. Okay, I think what we might need to do is we may need to make this bigger and get closer. It's looking like it's just taking a long time to go through my many impatient instructions, and it's getting smaller and smaller instead of bigger and bigger and bigger, which is what we really want. So let's see what happens as we get bigger, bigger, and bigger. Closer and closer. Apologies for the slowness of this. It's actually going the opposite way, of course. We might have to give up on this. It's looking like there is a street view right there, and I'm pretty sure this here, that little bright coloured store, is exactly the one that we're looking for. So I think we are okay to go with it. If something like this were to happen to you, I'd say just run with it. We will send it and we'll see, because ultimately we're going to send out an email to all of these stores to say, your listing is now live, could you please go on and edit it for yourself. So look, because my system has now gone completely crazy, I am going to, here we go, we're all the way out to here. That's not going to give us a very good street view of that shop. So we're instead going to go and just assume that we've got that store all sorted. I'm going to close this window because it's gone insane. And the one thing that would have been good to include is the contact details that they had. That phone number's gone. All right, so what we should have is email address, so that when our directory listing has gone live, we've already got the email addresses ready to send out and to show to these people. But what I would suggest is, if you're going to do that, instead what we do is do a separate Google search. You're probably better off to go back, do a Google search of, take the name of it, so here we go, Google search, store, and we'll say email, contact, and owner. Hopefully this brings up the store rather than some other Doris listing. Okay, what have we got? Right, there, and we've got a blog. Okay, now the question is here in apartment therapy. So this is another way we could find this kind of information, somewhere like this where they've already done the work for us. Have they interviewed? Surreptitious web links to other good sites, it says up here. So this is in apartment therapy. Okay, courses to Doris home and shop. Let's see what information I've got right here. All right, scrolling down. Okay. Jennifer Ramos of Maybach recently featured the home and shop of Doris. Aha, okay, that's good information as well. Again, my impatient scrolling has taken us astray. We shall go back as far as we can. Here we go. Owner of Courses de Doris. So, what we'll do is take this here. 3 things that are important about this. 1, we've got the name of the owner so that we can contact them now. 2, Jennifer Ramos is potentially based in Brazil. She could be a very good person for our style correspondent listing. So we are going to save her as additional information. So here we go. Information here. We paste this in. So we say, what we'll do is this is the important information for this listing. And then we'll put in a line and say featured on blog there. So, and while you're at it, since you're right here, let's click on that link and just see what Made by Girl is. Is it a company or is it a blog? Is it a mum or a designer? And so this is taking us away from our retail organising. However, it's hopefully doing 2 jobs at once rather than us having to go back and do this all again. Very slow system. So we'll just say, looking at Made by Girl prints, it sounds like she's actually a designer. While we're waiting for that to come up, I'll tell you what you can do, which is what I would tend to do, is wait for that to come up. In the meantime, go back over to Pinterest, take a look at the next one. So there's Moshi Kids, that could be another one that we do, but let's just take a look at something else on here. I would highly recommend that the way to go about doing this, and I should have said this at the beginning, but I'll put it in an email, is not to start at the top of this, but instead to start at the bottom. Because as I add shops in, because there'll be more than the 50 or 70 or whatever it is tomorrow, if you work from the bottom, you'll be able to keep track of where you're up to. Because otherwise, you are going to find it very difficult to keep tabs on where you got up to. So, get yourself to the very bottom of the Pinterest page. And once you're at the bottom of that Pinterest page, let's see. So here's this one. Now the only clue that we've got as to this one is that there was okay, so there's 5 kids, 5 Kid 8. Okay, so that might be the name of a store. However, let's take a look at this one. El Born Barcelona. So while we're waiting for that other page to come out, I would pull up a different Google page and put in this store. Get that one going. While that one's going, we can come back over here and have a little read of this and see who Made by Girl Prince is. Who is she? ABC Boy and Girl Poster. Okay. So, and then these are prints for older kids. Skull pattern, that all looks nice. So, color wheel, I love hue, very cute. So, what I'd suggest you do with this is, if you're on a Mac, you press your Command and uppercase button simultaneously as your 3 to take a screenshot. I'm sure you already know how to do that, but I'm just telling you off the back of this so that you can put that up for me to then have a look at, or feel free to pin it into another Pinterest page that is maybe Erica's Pinterest page, Charles's Pinterest page, where you can put this information for me to have a look at a later date. So anyway, look, that's enough of the searching down that path. We now know she is a designer. Here, you're already back over to here, so now you can look up this one. Let's see if we can find out what this one is, etc. And on you go. And that is how you go about putting in the entries from my Pinterest pins. Okay, thank you, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye. Oh, crap.